Good morning. I'm Craig DeLuz with the Firearms Policy Coalition, and I'm pleased to introduce you to our brand new weekly feature, This Week in Gun Rights. Every week, we'll pull together a news roundup of the most important, interesting, maddening, or just plain funny stories relating to the Second Amendment. Our goal is to help keep you informed and engaged, and hopefully also entertained. But don't be surprised if our coverage gets a little snarky at times. Some weeks we may even have a theme, like top 10 dumbest things anti-gun politicians say. So make sure to check back every week, as we'll always have something fun, new, and interesting for you to watch. So now, without further ado, here's This Week in Gun Rights. First up is the Massachusetts assault weapons ban. A federal judge recently upheld the state's law stating that the constitutional right to bear arms does not cover the AR-15, its analogs, or high-capacity magazines. The state's leading gun rights group, Gun Owners Action League, is weighing an appeal to this decision. We certainly hope they will move forward challenging this fully retarded law, because, as Robert Downey Jr. told us,
everybody knows you never go full retard.
According to the Washington Times, interest in concealed carry permits is up nationwide. In the wake of recent shootings and mainstream media's call for gun control, it appears more and more people are choosing to protect themselves instead of waiting for the police. Some CCW training providers are even calling the level of interest unprecedented. This, of course, makes perfect sense, because what's the best way to stop a bad guy with a gun?
We should arm the good guys.
Whether it's in Denny's or in a classroom.
The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun
is a good guy with a gun.
Good guy with a gun.
One good guy with a gun.
There's a good guy with a gun.
In other news, a North Carolina man has officially given the best gun rights speech of 2018. Mark Robinson recently let loose with both barrels on the Greensboro City Council after hearing some of its members wanted to cancel the upcoming gun and knife show. Robinson took to the podium and gave a pro-gun speech so good that it quickly went viral.
When that Second Amendment was written, whether the framers liked it or not, they wrote it for everybody. And I am everybody. And the law-abiding citizens of this city are everybody. And we want our rights, and we want to keep our rights. And by God, we're going to keep them, come hell or high water.
In fact, he's been so popular that some are even calling him the new face of the gun rights movement.
That's what I'm talking about!
And now, in not-so-good news, New Jersey's governor has joined the ever-growing sycophantic calls for more gun control. Governor Phil Murphy recently issued an executive order requiring that the origin of firearms used in the commission of a crime be included in a publicly accessible database. This means that if your gun is stolen, not only would you be the victim of a crime, but if it's used in a crime, you could end up in such a database.
Let me hear you say, that ain't right.
Murphy must believe that this idiotic name and shame database will reduce violent crime. But we know from experience that the only thing this idiotic order will do is reduce people's patience.
That's some bullshit. Ain't no some bullshit.
On a more positive note, college Republicans at Florida Gulf University have actually decided to stage a PR stunt in favor of gun rights. The students, who plan to wear empty gun holsters to school, hope to start a conversation about gun rights. We think it's great to see these young students fired up about their Second Amendment rights, and hope that others follow their example.
Do that shit! Do that shit! Do it! Do that shit! Do that shit! Do it! Say do that shit! Do that shit! Do it! Do that shit! Do that shit! Do it!
Meanwhile, across the pond, London is having problems with gun violence. In fact, gun violence in the city is up a staggering 42%.
Mr. Webley, I trust you have a license for that firearm.
I do for this one.
Does for this one.
He does for this one. What do you mean by this one?
With the power of Grayskull.
Well, let me just say for one that I am shocked. Shocked, I say, to see that London, the bastion of gun control, is seeing such a spike in these shootings. We thought that an outright ban would mean the end of all gun crime forever. Or at least that's what the lesser-brained politicians in this country have argued. On the other hand, we here at FPC have always argued that taking firearms from the law-abiding won't stop the criminals from gaining access to them. But hey, who are we to say? Results of a recent poll show that nearly half of Latinos are against gun control. According to Latino Decisions, 4 in 10 oppose Congress passing more laws restricting gun ownership. Now, this may come as a surprise to the mainstream news media, but not all minorities support more gun control.
Who's telling the truth? Life's a trip, Colonel.
This is some trippy ass shit, Holmes.
Of course, many gun owners already knew this. But now maybe the news media will wake up and cover the reality of gun ownership and not the fallacy that they've been putting out there.
Matter of fact, dog, here's a pencil. Go home, write some shit, make it suspenseful, and don't come back until something dope hits you. Fuck it. You can take the mic home with you.
Finally, we have what is probably the most provocative thing to ever grace a social media snowflake screen. An attractive young woman posing in a Women for Trump shirt with a gun tucked in her waistband. Now, this wouldn't ordinarily be news, except that the rabid anti-gunners have made this woman's college graduation photo an issue and have called for her to take it down. Unfortunately for them, 22-year-old Brenda Spencer isn't having it. In fact, she's probably about as far from being apologetic and politically correct as you can get. Take one look at her Twitter profile and you'll see what I mean. And that wraps up This Week in Gun Rights. We at the Firearms Policy Coalition would like to thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next week where we'll have another news-filled roundup for you. You guys have fun, take care, stay safe, and stay free.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.